Hey, this is Chris Jackson, aka the SEO Priest, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the very first show going out, set of tutorials that I hope to be doing, and here is your very first tutorial: how to make a landing page for your Christmas services and events. I'll be going through these show notes. If you want to get access to these show notes and to all of my free resources, please go and navigate to cho.io/newsletter, and you will get access to all of my free resources, including the show notes to this tutorial. So let's first of all talk about why you should make a landing page on your website for your Christmas services and events. This should be your first step in promoting your Christmas services and events. Why? Because it acts as a central info hub for all of your other promotions. There's only so much information that you can put on a postcard, a banner, sticker announcement, in a traditional media slot, or in social media. If you get somebody's interest through one of those channels, they're probably going to want to know more. And your website's landing page for your Christmas services is the central info hub for all of that. Then as well, it is a way to pick up SEO traffic, search engine optimization traffic. These are some pretty astonishing figures here. People go out on search engines like Google and Bing, and they look for things like Christmas Eve services near me. My tools tell me that there are 9,900 searches a month for that. That's averaged out over 12 months. So imagine about how much is coming out just over the Christmas time frame. Christmas Eve services near me, 3,600 a month. Christmas Eve services, 4,400 a month. Christmas services, 2,400 a month. Christmas Eve church services, 2,900. And Christmas Day church services near me. Doesn't get much more niche than someone searching for a Christmas Day church services near me. That is 720 searches a month. That's some pretty significant traffic that we want you to pick up. Then as well, this is going to be what we're going to run paid traffic to via meta ads, Facebook and Instagram. And in a coming tutorial, I'll show you how to set up an ad to run traffic to this landing page. Then as well, it's a way to get commitments. We want people to commit to coming. We have a very clever way that we're going to show you how to do that. Finally, it's a way to gather information about prospects for your church, asking people to sign up on a pad or something like that at your church service. Doesn't really have a great hit rate necessarily. This is a better way to get it so that you can nurture those prospects, continue to reach out to them over months and years. Here's the page outline. First of all, the first thing that I want people to see is a nice big hero with a clear call to actions. This is going to focus people on what the entire purpose of this page is. We are encouraging people to receive the ultimate gift of Christmas. Obviously, as Christians, we believe the ultimate gift of Christmas is the gift of Christ Jesus. And we want people to hear that story about how Christ came to redeem us from our sins and to give us everlasting life. But I chose this word gift in particular because this is related to the main call to action that we're going to have throughout this landing page. We are going to be asking people landing on this landing page to claim a gift that we're going to have ready for visitors when they show up. We're putting this idea of gift in their minds here. And then throughout the page, we're going to have continued call to actions where we're asking people to claim a free gift. That focuses people entirely, and whether you are on desktop or you are on a tablet view or a mobile view, I have this formatted so it's really the only thing you're going to see on that first screen. When you click on that, it takes you down to the Claim Your Free Visitor Gift section lower on the page. We're going to get to that in a minute. The next thing that we have is event cards for the various events. Now, look, I'm going to admit, I'm not the most amazing design guy, and this is a pretty simple design throughout this page. It's really just a single column. But if you think about the current context in which people are landing on your website, the vast majority, and I'm guessing probably 90% of people landing on your website, they are landing on it via mobile. So it's on these really small screens. Complex page layouts, really not necessary in today's day and age. We want people to know what's coming up with the Christmas services and events. List all of them that would be appropriate for a visitor to come to. I've got my children's Christmas program and cookie social, a Christmas Eve service of lessons and carols, the Christmas Day divine service. I've given enough information here so that people know what the day, they know what the time is, so they don't have to click out in order to learn more about that event. Finally, after these cards, I have this call to action. Once again, claim your gift at an event, and once again, that goes down to the claim your free visitor gift section of the page. So let's say someone's not convinced yet. They're not convinced they want to claim a free gift as an event. Then we go to a personal invitation. And I think a personal invitation is a really critical thing, because to most people, your church is just some faceless entity. They don't know necessarily anybody there, and it's a little bit scary. So basically, I put myself out here as the face of the church. So a personal welcome to our Christmas services and events. And I just have some encouraging text to a visitor to the website in order to really do what I'm asking them to do to claim their free gift. Then what is Christmas about section? So I probably wouldn't have done this necessarily even a year ago, but it's become clear to me that there's an awful lot of interest in the church and in churches by people who have absolutely no connection to Christianity at all. There's a good chance that the vast majority of people that are landing on this page have never set foot in a church. They don't have any idea what Christmas is about. And so I have a section here to help people understand what is Christmas, why do we celebrate Christmas, why is it important for the whole world. If people still aren't convinced, we go down to what to expect section. This is basically handling objections. Once again, a lot of people have no idea who you are as a church. They don't know if you're a cult. They don't know where to sit even. And so this section helps to take away any of those objections. So then there's just a series of frequently asked questions. So like I said, most people have never been to a church before, so they have no idea what to expect. Do you have to make a reservation? Do I have to just show up? So I've got answers to the questions there. Yeah, you can just show up. You don't have to make a reservation, but you might want to talk to us before arriving. That might be a handy thing. Where do I sit? What is worship like? Do I have to participate? People might just want to come and observe, and knowing that they don't have to participate, but they can take it in as they choose, will give a lot of people comfort. Then we come down to the get directions areas. We want people to be prepped up entirely to know how to get there. If they land on this page, they can get directions that goes out to a pre-filled Google form. There's an email address in case they need more information, phone number. Both of these are clickable links. Finally, a map for where we're located is helpful as well. Then we come to what we really want people to do, which is to claim their free visitor gift. So this is what we're really aiming for. And in fact, I'm going to go out and edit this. I'm going to put more CTAs after the what is Christmas about in the objection handling section. But whether they've clicked here or they've clicked here or they've clicked here, we've directed them down to this claim your free visitor gift. So what is this free visitor gift? At this point, I'm recording this on November 21st. I have no idea. I'm probably just going to go out to Dollar Tree or something like that and get some low-cost gifts for people who sign up. Maybe I get a sticker made up. I'm really not sure. But so this is their opportunity to sign up for a free gift. So we're trying to collect their name, their email address, their phone number, and how many adults and children. So that's going to help us to get the free gifts. Now, when it comes to a CTA, a call to action, like what we're trying to get people to do to convert on this page, you have lots of options. You could ask them to tell them that you're coming or to make a reservation. I don't like that. Why? Because that gives the impression that you have to make a reservation to come to church, or you have to let us know before you come. And we really don't want to give that sense to people. We want people to know that they can come to church whenever they want. They don't have to let us know ahead of time. You could just get directions, but because we're going to be running paid traffic to this page via Meta, we're going to be talking about that in a future tutorial. We want to get something back in turn for that. So we want to collect information. We want a name. We want an email address. We want a phone number so we can continue to nurture those prospects. I really like the claim your free visitor gift option because it's something really easy. It doesn't have to be terribly hard. And people get excited about gifts. So, and it's appropriate for Christmas, right? This gift giving holiday. So now when they click on this claim gift, this plugin that I have in WordPress, which is the content management system that I use, this sends 2 emails. First of all, this sends an email to me to let me know that somebody signed up, so I'm keyed up to that fact. Second of all, it sends a reminder email to that individual. They get something in their inbox that tells them, hey, we're so glad you signed up. We'll have your gift ready for you when you come. And that's a really easy way for people to figure out, what church did I say that I was going to go visit for Christmas Eve or to the children's Christmas program. And so that will enable them to go back and search in their email to figure that out. And in that email, once again, we've got our name, we've got our address, we've got our phone number, so that they've got everything they need in order to come. After the claim your free visitor gift section comes the SEO section. Now, the SEO section is really, honestly, it might seem a little bit strange, but all the text here on this page is there in order to help my church's landing page here to show up when people are looking. So like I serve a church. We're way out in the country in a little town called Forestville. There's nobody searching Forestville Christmas Eve services. They just know us and they know when our Christmas service is. But there are different locations around us that people will be searching for. So for example, Door County, people might be looking for Door County Christmas services, Door County Christmas events, Sturgeon Bay Christmas services, Sturgeon Bay Christmas events, Kewaunee County Christmas services, Kewaunee County Christmas events. Algoma is another town near us. Algoma Christmas services, Algoma Christmas events. And all of this text, honestly, is Chat GPT generated text. It's kind of schlock. I'm not going to lie to you, but it at least helps Google and Bing to understand where you are, the kinds of people, where they're located, and how they can find you. So, for example, if someone looks for Sturgeon Bay Christmas services, we're going to be right there. There's also some other headings here. So there's like Christmas Eve service lessons and carols. That's an H3 header that helps Google to understand your page as well. Finally, at the very bottom of the page, we have a claim your gift at an event button once again, so that if someone has gone through all of this schlock, which is possible, people always surprise me about how far they'll scroll on a page. It'll take them right back up to claim your free visitor gift. So it's important that throughout the page, and I actually even need to add more, that you have clear call to actions throughout. And then finally, I'm going to put an example here. If you want an example of a page, go to https://doorcounty.church/Christmas. All right. Finally, let's talk about SEO considerations, search engine optimization considerations, how to make this page show up for those queries like Christmas Eve services near me, Christmas services near me, and so on. Here's how you do that. First of all, you need to pay attention to your URL. Your URL needs to be hyper easy. It should just be like /Christmas. So you saw it up here. It's just my doorcounty.church/Christmas. So that's going to be really easy for you to put on a banner, on a sticker, on a postcard, so that people can look through there. It's really easy to remember. You can just tell people, hey, if you want to come to my Christmas service, just go to whatever your church is, .org or .church/Christmas. Then as well, by having the word Christmas in there, that keys Google and Bing into the fact that this is a page about Christmas. Your meta title. So your meta title is a URL tag, or rather an HTML tag that is not seen in the text on the page, but Google can see it. And it's actually what Google uses to pull in those titles in the search results. So you want your meta title, and sometimes this is called the SEO title in some content management systems. You want to have the words Christmas, you want to have services, and you want to have events, because people also look up for the term Christmas events. All right, so you want those terms in there, and you want them to be plural. Why? Because most searches for services and events are in the plural. So optimizing for the plural can help you pop for those queries. I like to put brackets here and then the year in there. That helps Google and people to understand that it is fresh content, that this is not last year's content, this is this year's content. Then as well, you want to have your locale or locales in there, your church name, and don't worry about length. So a lot of SEO tools will tell you that you've got to limit your meta title or your SEO title to a certain length. That is the biggest rule to break, because you're not hurting anything by having more information in there. You're actually helping yourself. You do want to have the term Christmas services and events at the very front so that people see that, because the stuff towards the end will get cut off eventually. But let me show you how I've got this. So I use WordPress for our content management system, and I use Rank Math for our SEO plugin. So in that, to edit this information, the meta title, you do this by hitting edit snippet. So here you see Christmas Eve services and events 2025. So I don't have the bracket in there. I'm going to add the bracket. Then I've got a bunch of locations here. So I've got Door County, I've got Kewaunee County, I've got Sturgeon Bay, Algoma. So I've got all these locations, and then finally I have the name of the church, St. Peter's Lutheran Church in Door County. Here we've got the permalink. So like I said, it's got to be /Christmas. So that's what we have there. And then the meta description, which is next to talk about. You got to include the terms Christmas, services, and events, and optimize for click-through. So, for example, learn more about Christmas services and events at St. Martini Lutheran Church. Here I've got celebrate the true meaning of Christmas at 2025 Christmas services and events. And I had extra space here, so I put serving Door County, Kewaunee County, Sturgeon Bay, and Algoma. So these location markers to help. Your H1. So what is your H1? Once again, your H1 is an HTML tag, and this helps Google to understand what all of the content on the page can be summarized by. So it's sort of like the title of the content on the page. Here, the H1 is actually this right here is an H1 tag. If I expand this out, you can see, yeah, it's marked as an H. have the word Christmas, and ideally also services and events, and then also the year. Having the year in there will help people know that this is current, fresh information. As well, you want other headings, H2s and H3s, that have variations on locations in the terms Christmas services and Christmas events. So this, I'm going to expand this out again. This is, you can see this is an H2 header here, Christmas services and events. So this helps Google to understand more that your page is about Christmas services and events. This right here is an H3 header. So think of it like an outline saying of the Christmas services and events, the Christmas Day Divine Service is one of those Christmas services and events. The Christmas Day Divine Service is an H3 header, so we've got the word Christmas and we've got the word service. And I've got a personal welcome to our Christmas services and events. I've got another H2 header. What is Christmas about? Then down here, a lot of variations on this, right? Do I think you get the point that you want to have variations on the location and terms, Christmas services and events? And I'm actually going to even add in here and paragraph text. So it sort of goes without saying throughout this page, there's lots of discussion about events and services, and as well up through the page as well. So you can't just have the page, because if you just have the page, Google's never going to discover it. So you need to start directing links to that page. The most important link that you can direct to that page is from your home page. So if I go out to my home page, I've got a card here. This card, if you click on this entire card, this goes out once again to my Christmas page here. So that's your most important link, is a homepage link to your Christmas page. Service-specific pages. So like I said, I've got pages for the Christmas program, the service of lessons and carols. Each of these has a link back to the Christmas page, the overarching page, on usually text like Christmas services or Christmas events. And then finally, blog posts. So I have lots of blog posts in the form of sermons on the page. I'm not going to take you out to those, but many of these direct back to this page on terms like Christmas, for example. Never delete this URL. Leave it up all year long and update it year to year. Finally, build external links to it. So we're going to try to get links to it from newspapers, from Pinterest, from all kinds of other places. You want links going to this page so that once again, Google discovers it and thinks it's an important page on the topic of Christmas services and Christmas events. That's it for now. Please leave a comment and ask me a question, and I will answer it in the next video. God bless.